So let's start in a comfortable cross-legged position. If you have something you want to sit up on, a blanket or cushion, you're welcome to use that. And either close your eyes or take a soft gaze towards the floor in front of you. Take your time settling in. At the beginning of our practice, just as if we were beginning a meditation, we might start with an intention to just be here doing this. That for this bit of time on our mats, there's nothing you need to plan, problem solve. Nobody else needs you in these moments. So if you notice that your mind has wandered onto that type of activity, just as soon as you notice, if you can just come back, feeling right where you are, that you're breathing, feeling the sensation of the pose you're in, whether it's something simple like just sitting here or something new or intense. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed or open them as it's useful for you throughout your practice. Let's begin with a gentle twist. We'll take the left hand across to your right knee, the right hand to the floor behind you. As you inhale, sit a little taller. As you exhale, rotate a little bit more, looking back over your shoulder. Keep going in this direction, but turn your head the other way, looking over your opposite shoulder like you're wringing out your spine. And release and switch. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, rotate. And breath by breath, see if there's a bit more, a little more length, a little more twist. And then turn your head the other way, looking over your opposite shoulder, wringing out. And back to the front. Let's interlace fingers in front. Put some pressure between your arms like you're going to pull them apart, spreading between the shoulder blades, spreading the upper back. Release, interlace behind your back, maybe the other thumb on top this time. Open up the chest. And feel free to stay upright or fold forward. And folding might be just dropping your head or coming part way or all the way to the floor. Maybe arms reach up and back away from you. And then release, come up. Hands to knees, round back, lean away from your hands on your knees, drop your chin. Roll your way back up. Let's recross the leg so the other leg is in front or on top, sitting tall. Drop your right ear over to right shoulder and we'll press down through the left shoulder, stretching left side of the neck. Rotate chin to chest and come over to the other side. Both shoulders drop, but now even more. through the right side, looking for a stretch. Rotate chin to chest. Come back to the first side. And then go back and forth. Half circles or 3/4 circles, observing as the sensation moves from one place to the other. Next time your chin is to your chest, stay there. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Let your elbows hang down, stretching the back of your neck. Release the arms, head floats back up. We'll bring hands to the floor behind us, fingers facing forward. Roll your shoulders back, your elbows back. Lift the chest, take the chest as high as you can, sternum rising up. And then release, come up, hands to knees, round back, lean away from hands on knees, drop your chin. Roll your way back up. Let's bring the feet to the floor, hip width apart. We'll shift hands to the floor in front of the feet, and then take a little rock front to back. So you're exploring your mobility as you rock your weight forward, looking for stretch through the toes, as you rock back, getting into calves, ankles, Achilles tendon. Exploring your limits, your edges, being careful in places that you need to be careful in. And then drop your heels, lift your hips, and shift your weight back to hang in ragdoll. Feet hip width apart, parallel. You can bend your knees a little or a lot, maybe a sway or shake out here. And take any arm position. You might use some support through your arms. Let's plant hands near the front of the mat and step back into a high push-up position. Try and find a straight, long line from your head to your heels. Strong core supporting you. Whole underside lifting up. And then shift your weight forward to lower down. Low push-up. Come into your back bend. Cobra or up dog. Take this as gently or as deep as you like. And then back to down dog when you're ready, hips high. Take your time. If there's some movement that helps you get into your body, get into this pose, you're welcome to pedal out your feet or shift your hips side to side. And bringing as much consciousness to what you're doing as you can. Attending to the details you're aware of, fine-tuning in all the ways you can. And seeing if you can watch, just observe that whole process with lightness. Just letting it be as it is. Let's release, drop the knees. Sink back to child's pose. And in our physical practice, we can do this expanding and contracting, this coming to places of ease and then expanding out to challenge. So each time we come back to a place of ease, see if you can reestablish your center. Slow, deep breath, relaxed face, really feeling where you are. And you can come back to something easy as often as you need to. With arms out in front of you, walk your hands over to the left. And then pull back through your right hip, stretching right side a little bit more. Come through center and over to the other side. Come back to center. Let's lift up through table. Come back through down dog. Bend your knees, look forward. Lightly hop or step your feet to the front of your mat. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, arms press down. Again, inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop your feet back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. And back to down dog. Let's take 5 deep breaths in a good resting pose. So down dog may be a place where you can access ease, presence, your center. If it's not, choose a different shape. Child's pose, sitting, forearms, knees. One more deep breath in and out. Come back through down dog and step or hop your feet forward, inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, arms press down. Again, inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. And back to down dog. This time from down dog, send the right leg up to the ceiling, bend your knee to your chest, and start circling this bent right knee. Making the biggest circle possible for your hip joint, feeling what you're doing. Next time your leg is up, reach it straight. Circle your ankle a few times, big circles, both directions. Take your leg a little higher, and then bring your right knee towards right upper arm. Extend it up and back. Take it across towards left upper arm. Reach it up and back. Now right towards the center of your chest. Extend it up and back. Big step forward. High lunge. Inhale, arms up. Settle in, sink low. Each inhale, look for space, length, expansion. Each exhale, more grounding, more ease. One more breath here. Tip forward, standing splits, hands to the floor or to a couple of blocks. We'll do this with hips square And with the upper body letting go, like ragdoll, let your head hang, let your neck release. Stretch that left leg straighter, longer, higher. One more breath here. Big step back. Warrior one, inhale, arms up. Settle in, deep bend in the front leg, straight long back leg. Finding the effort that's useful in this shape, 100% of that, and keep stripping away what's not needed. One more breath here. Release. Make your way to down dog. Movement transitions are a time for you to take care of yourself. Do that in the way that feels right. From down dog, left leg sweeps up. Bend your knee in and start circling this bent left knee. Feeling what's being stirred up. We're increasing our capacity to be with more of everything. Next time this leg is up, reach it straight. Circle your ankle a few times. Big circles. Both directions. Take your leg a little higher and then left knee towards left upper arm. Reach it up and back. Take it across towards right upper arm. Send it up and back. Now right towards the center of your chest. Extend it up and back. Big step forward, high lunge. Arms up. Sink low. One more breath here. Tip forward, standing splits. Can that quality that you have in your resting pose be present here with all this sensation, with all this effort? Big step back. Warrior one, inhale, arms up. Sink low, settle in. One more breath here. Release, make your way to down dog, however you want to get there. A vinyasa is one way you might move. Maybe there's another way. Maybe you simply step back. And then come into a good resting pose for you. If it's useful, you might close your eyes. Resetting the intention to just be here. This is enough. One more deep breath in and out. Let's come back through down dog and step or hop your feet forward. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, arms press down. Again, inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop your feet back. Lower down. Up dog or cobra. Back to down dog. Let's take the right leg up, one breath. Big step forward, high lunge. Arms up. Warrior 3, shift forward and find your balance. So choose the outer shape that suits your needs. There are so many ways you might modify or adjust. You can have that supporting leg bent or straight. You can take any arm position. You can choose the angle of your torso. Just make sure it's connected to that straight left leg, straight long line. One more breath here. Step back, warrior 1, just one breath. Release through your movement transition. Left leg sweeps up. Step forward, high lunge. Arms up. Warrior 3. Choosing an outer shape that suits your needs. And then how much can you feel what you're doing inside this? Big step back, warrior 1. Release through your movement transition back to your rest. And we can set an intention to have the breath slow and steady throughout the class, but it can only really be practiced right now. So checking in often. How is your breath? One more breath here. Let's come back through down dog and step or hop your feet forward. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, arms press down. Let's bend the knees. And come into chair, Utkatasana. Hips sink low, head reaches high, shoulders low, fingers high. Feel everything that's going up and down, the opposing energies. One more breath here. Release, fold forward. Inhaling, flat back. Step or hop your feet back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. Back to down dog. Right leg sweeps up, one breath. Step forward, high lunge. Arms up. Warrior 3, one breath. Step back, warrior 1. And then from here, open out, warrior 2. Adjust your footing. Settling in. Flip the right palm to face the ceiling, reverse warrior 2. Let's straighten the front leg. Triangle, reach out to come down. Pull up through the top arm, coming back to standing through warrior 2 and into extended side angle. Left arm rotates and comes overhead so your left palm faces down or even slightly back behind you to help drop through the left shoulder. And notice if you're collapsing into the bottom elbow, see if you can push into it so there's space through both shoulders. If there's some other variation you want to take, hand to the floor or binding, you're welcome. Last couple seconds. And then release. Make your way to down dog, however you get there. From down dog, left leg sweeps up, step forward, high lunge. Arms up. Warrior 3, one breath. Step back, warrior 1. Open out, warrior 2. Flip the left palm, reverse warrior. Let's straighten the front leg, triangle. Can there be lightness? Can there be expansivity? And grounded and ease, both all at once. Pull up through the top arm, back to standing, through warrior 2 into extended side angle, forearm to the thigh, top arm rotates and comes overhead. Try and find a long diagonal line. If there was a different variation you took on the other side, you might try that again. Last breath here. Release. Make your way back to a good resting pose. Letting go of all of that. Last breath here. Let's come back to or onto hands and knees, tabletop. If you want to pad your knees with something, you have something, feel free to do that. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We'll set up for a twist. Thread the needle. Left arm lifts up. Curl from fingertips down. Thread it through. Come onto your shoulder and side of your head. And then push your right hand into the floor or into your bottom forearm, rolling open through the top shoulder. There's lots of other variations. You could also take your hand up or behind your back. Feel around inside the pose. Anything you do will have an effect. So you might experiment. What's it like if you shift your hips more to the right or the left? Release, unwind, and come back to neutral. Take a few rolls through the spine, just on your own time, letting that go. From table, from neutral, lift the right arm all the way up. Take it as high up as you can. Curl from fingertips down. Thread it through. Come onto your shoulder and side of your head. And then push your left hand into the floor or into the bottom forearm, rolling open through the top shoulder. Experimenting, exploring. One more breath here. Let's release, unwind, come back to neutral, and take a few rolls through the spine, arching and curving. Any other side to side or front to back movement that's useful. And let's make our way up through down dog. So we're going to take this twist a bit deeper into Dying Warrior. So we're going to bring the right leg out to the left, come on to the outside of the hip. So you're going to go ahead and tip over and have your right leg parallel with the front of the mat. The left toes can be tucked under. If that's not working for you, feel free to untuck them. And then come down onto your hands or elbows, trying to square the chest towards the front. Now, if you want to take this even deeper, you're welcome to add the arms from the last pose. You can take your left hand and thread it out to the side, maybe coming down onto your shoulder. If that feels too tight, feel free to back out of it. And then breathe, feeling where you are. So this pose, for me, feels a little bit like putting a kink in a hose, letting the pressure build, and then it feels really good to unwind it. But while the pressure's here, while there's constriction, can you still open? Can you still breathe deeply? Can you still relax your face? And then really feel what's happening as you unwind, as you come back to neutral. So take your time. You might feel a flush of heat, of blood flowing back through your shoulders, back through your hips. You can make your way back to down dog. And then same thing other side. Thread the left leg out to the right. Come all the way down onto the outside of your hip. Leg parallel to the floor, and roll that top hip down as if you were trying to square your hips. They're not going to square, but go in that direction. And then go towards squaring off the chest. You might still be unwinding from the first side, so give yourself time. If you did add the arms from the last pose, you might try it, sliding the right arm out to the left. So when we put ourselves in a tight position, what do you notice? Do you notice any reactivity? If it's too much, you can always back out. You always have that option. But where you are, how much can you open and feel what you're doing? Last breath here. And really feel as you unwind, first the upper body. And then stepping back to down dog, taking any movement. You might notice a flush of heat, of blood through your body. Let's make our way to sitting. Extend the legs forward, the flesh of the sit bones back, inch the heels forward. Lengthen and fold. You can use your hands on your feet. If the feet are out of reach, you might put a strap around the feet or hands on the floor. Lengthen and fold. Slow, steady breath. Inhale to look up. Exhale, release. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. You can grab your big toes or your ankles with that grip. Lengthen and fold. And folding is a direction, not a destination. You get where you get. If your elbows meet your legs, you might help open them by pushing into them. If it works better for you, you could lean into your hands or elbows. Inhale to look up. Exhale, release. Let's come onto our backs, bring your knees to your chest, and take a little circle or rock with your knees, massaging the lower back and sacrum into the floor. We'll get set up for a couple back bends. So drop your feet to the floor, hip width apart, parallel. Press your feet down to lift your hips up. Once your hips are high enough, interlace your fingers behind your back, shrug your shoulders underneath you, spreading the upper back and lower back away from one another. And then release the arms, roll back down and rest. Taking a couple breaths, feeling the ease after the effort. We can take some time for a few more back bends. You get to choose how many, which ones, and how long you stay in each one. So you're welcome to rest until you feel like coming up again. If you do, you might take bridge, what we just did, or half wheel, or full wheel, or supported bridge, or any arm or leg variation you know or want to try. Listening for the rightness of what you're doing. Does this feel right now? How long do you want to stay? Maybe it's just 1 or 2 breaths. Maybe it's a long hold. Whether you're back bending, transitioning, or resting, feeling what you are doing. And each time you rest until you feel like coming up again. If you don't feel like coming up again, just enjoy the rest. Or move on to your counter stretch. So we are making our way towards the end of class, and this is particularly a really good time to do exactly what you want to do. So if you're enjoying your back bends and want to keep going with that, do that. If you're done, take a counter stretch. You might join me in Happy Baby or do something else. For Happy Baby, you can grab the soles of the feet, press your knees towards the floor, releasing the back, the inner legs. This can be done in stillness or with a little movement. You could keep your legs bent or straighten them part way or all the way. And then bring your knees back in and just check in with your body. What do you need now? Do you want to finish with an inversion? Do you want to take a restorative pose? Spinal twist? Anything or nothing? More important than whatever you're choosing to do is that you're feeling what you're doing, learning through that, practicing being present with whatever you're doing. And through trial and error, we're all learning how to take better care of these bodies as they're changing. Doing our best. And you can keep going with that process until nothing else feels like it's needed, and you can start getting comfortable in your final resting pose, Shavasana. When you are ready to come into your final rest, get as comfortable as you can. If you want to put on extra layers or grab props or do a little self-massage, how can you best let go here now? We're all learning how to do that also through trial and error. How do you surrender? Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, gently waking your body up again. And let this movement increase gradually through your wrists and ankles, eventually stretching out long through your arms and legs. When you're ready, bring your knees in. Roll to one side, pausing there for a moment. Use your hands to help you up to sitting. We'll bring hands together at the heart. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me today.